Hey, maganda gabi sa inyo lahat. Kamusta? This is Scott Expat in the Philippines, live from Australia. How you going, guys? Well, Arlene's home. Daddy's happy, and she's feeling better. That's the main thing. I hope everyone's had a good day. I've had a very busy day today. Had to go over and pick up Arlene, and I took CJ to um, Kinder, and so we did that, and came home. I went straight over and picked up Arlene, and she was released from the hospital at around about 11. We got out of there around about 20 past 11. Had to pop into St Albans, pick up a few supplies, naming chippies that I love, and just, you know, kick back and relax, guys, when we got home. And then I wasn't inside for more than uh, probably 20 minutes, and then I had to go over and pick up CJ from his kinder, so that was okay. And then later on, uh, Arlene came, or when I got back, Arlene was having a sleep. CJ came in to see Mommy, and everything's happy and everything's good, and we're enjoying ourselves, which is great. So he didn't have a sleep though. He more or less wanted to play still. I haven't been for a walk for a while because it's been too cold. Snowy's getting like second best at the moment. But I let her in tonight for a little bit after tea and gave her some dinner, and she had some leftovers, which is good. Always good to give your dog leftovers, whether it be rice, a bit of pasta. She's got had a whole bowl of pasta, so Lord knows what the thing is. Yeah, I won't go there. But yeah, so it's been, yes, a hectic day. I'll tell you, I did a video while I was in the hospital of Arlene's hospital room. Then I thought, not really good. Better off deleting that, young Scotty boy. Thank you for the likes. One in the house. How you going, mate? Big shout out to an Aussie farmer in the Philippines, William and Chick. Sorry to hear about the little piggy. Our deepest sympathies and condolences to Mother Pig. These things unfortunately do happen, but can be avoided, but you have to do special measures for special things. So, yeah, as I said, our special sympathies and condolences to Mummy Pig. I hope you guys are doing well. William and Chick, our best wishes. Uh, Best wishes to Roma and John. Also, Mr. Chris Beecham. Best wishes to you and Ronalyn and CJ. Also, a British expat living in the Philippines. Our best wishes to you and to John and Jane and the girls. Wishing you all the best there. Best wishes to everybody. Wishing you all the best. Big shout out to Adrian Gibson. Big shout out to Joe and Jeannie Journey. Tom Patrick. Big shout out to Tropical Tim in the Philippines and Wish for Wonder. Big shout out to Miss Muggs. Tim Desiak. Big shout out. Tony Carolla. Kamusta. How are you, brother? What's happening, mate? I am eating. This is what I'm eating, so you don't get jealous. They're Philippine chips. I wish I could turn them the other way, but I took the side out of them. That's good, mate. You're good. Just see. Thanks for the likes, guys. I don't know what's playing on my little man up here in the top right and the thumb both playing up. Now I've got one like. Thank you, Tony. It's been a little while. I've actually decided I think I'm going to have to just stay with the night shift. I can't, for the life of me during the day, guys. For the life of me during the day, I just cannot do, unless I get a special time, I cannot get a live stream up. I'm sorry. It's just not working. I had to pick up Arlene today from the hospital. She's good. She's good. She's sound asleep at the moment, which is good. She's feeling a lot better. Thank you to everybody. Thank you, everyone on my Facebook and Messenger. Tony Carolla, Scott Waghorn, Waghorne. Check my Messenger out, Facebook out. Go to Scott Waghorn, and it's the one with CJ, probably me on the front. Yeah, she's been in the hospital, mate. She had a tear in the throat here a couple of nights back, Tony. She had the Philippine delicacy with the prawns and the shell, but we don't know whether that caused it. I don't know whether it was an ulcer. The doctors seem to think it's TB, but she couldn't come into Australia. She had TB when we were back there in 2010 doing her visa to come into Australia, So they wouldn't let you, if you had TB in the Philippines, they wouldn't let you into Australia. So it's obviously laid dormant, but we don't know whether that was the case. But there's something that was in her throat that when she coughed, she was coughing up blood. And this happened last Friday. I was doing my live stream, and she was just cough. She must have coughed too hard, and she probably tore a bit of the inside lining and just blood. Anyway, she came in and told me. They put a scope in there. No, not at the time, I don't think. They did a chest x-ray. Nothing showed up on the chest x-ray that she had cancer or anything like that, because when they do an x-ray, there will be a little shadow in somewhere in that part, in the lungs or whatever it was, that would show up that she had lung cancer or something like that. So there was nothing there, which is great. Good news. Um, Good news for her. Good news for me. I will do, mate. I will do. She's sound asleep at the moment. So is CJ. He's had a busy day at kinder by the look of things. Boss baby. But there's a lot of people probably at other live streams at the moment. Miss Muggs was on before. I think she still might be on. Jay Casares is on now. If you want to go over and take a look, that's no drama. I have no issues with people going and seeing other live streams. That's fine. I'll keep doing my live stream regardless. And, I wish all my other friends out there, such as Che Casares and Tom and Ruth, Philippine Adventures, big shout out to you guys. Also, big shout out to Texas Filipino. Big shout out to Aussie Farming in the Philippines as well. It's great, I'm not that type of guy that I get jealous at other people or at other things. It's fine with me. Um, it's great to see. It really is. And the support and everything. No drama, mate. You're right. You're right. She's cool. No problems. I'll keep going and have fun. Big shout out to Mullers 1963. Lou Martin. Big shout out to Nico's Experience. MJ the Flipper. Big shout out to hey Adrian, how you going, mate? Como esta? Oh, okay, that's all right. Say hello to Adrian Gibson. But, yeah, so she's a lot better now, which is good. So I'm happy. That is a happy boy. I was actually just watching Texas Filipino, James and Mel. It was a video, the other one that just came out. And I've checked out an Aussie farming in the Philippines with their little piggy. And sorry to hear, as I said before, she's good, mate. She's a lot better, Adrian. She's feeling a bit better. The medication that they gave us, she's not coughing as much as what she was before. They seem to think that it might have been just a little tear in the inside of the lungs, which was bringing up what they call it, an artery. An artery must have torn, and she was coughing up a lot of blood. So the medication and everything that she's taken now, Adrian and Tony, is sort of rectified that situation, and she feels a lot better, which is great. We didn't leave the hospital until about 20 past 11. And we headed off over to Sunshine, pick up some Philippine chips. These are the sour cream and onion. You can get these in cheese, which they didn't have them. Check. Yes, they did. And they thought, yes, they did, Tony. They did check for TB. They're it's sort of borderline with that, but it was basically, I think, an artery in the lungs that might have burst and caused the coughing and the blood to come up. So they've fixed that with medication, which she's got to take, and it's great that she's feeling a lot better now, which is good. And Daddy's happy. Um, Daddy's happy because he's got his baby home, and you know, it's just one of those things, guys, that happens. You know, one minute you can be walking around happy as Larry, picking up a rock or doing something like that, working out in the backyard, and you could tear a muscle or do something to one of your arms or legs, and it just throws the whole your whole body system. Thanks for the likes, guys. But she's well now, Adrian and Tony, and she had a sleep today. It is. It is. Like Arlene thought it was that too as well, Tony. She thought it was TB, and but back in the Philippines, treating TB is a bit. Here, we treat it with no problems. You know, we haven't had TB in this country, I don't think, for close on 40 or 50. Oh, I'm 55. So, you know, it's going way back. But in the Philippines, it was hard to treat. So, you know, it made it hard when you wanted to bring your spouse over if from the Philippines. If they had TB, the Australian government would just pretty well much whitewash their visa. So you had to do like we did with Arlene. We had to do her health medical, and she was cleared. She was cleared. And like you know, if she had TB, she wouldn't have been able to work in the Philippines. But as she told us tonight, we were talking, Mum, me, and Arlene, and she basically said that if she had TB back there in the Philippines, she wouldn't have been able to work, let alone come out to Australia if they found it. But now here, it's easy to treat, it's easy to get rid of. Over there, not so. So I don't know whether the same thing applies over there at the moment, but you know, she's a lot better, which is great to see, and she's up walking around. She has a sleep, as I said before earlier. She had a sleep for about must have been over an hour before I went back and picked up CJ and brought him home. So he then went in and saw Mummy, and everything was good again. You know, it's one of those things. That's another common issue over there, as they say, and yeah, if they have it, they can't get back here. Congratulations to James and Mel, to Texas Filipina, sorry, for getting her visa passport. Hospitals have all the modern 3D technology. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Technology now. Oh, she's pretty much. I think she was more worried that she had to pay for the whole hospital stay because it's a public holiday hospital over there, at Sunshine, and you don't have to pay, which is good. And private, you do. I did a video inside Arlenes' hospital room, which was like an isolation type room with two doors. You go in one door, you go in from the nurses station, then into the middle door, and then into the next, because they didn't know whether it was COVID too as well, whether it could have been that. But clearing all that, she was right to go. Done all the blood tests and everything like that, and nothing showed up. So she was good. It was good to see. Thanks for the likes, guys. Much appreciated. Also, it's great to see her home, and it's good to have her back since Friday night. Big shout out to Juvie's World, Flexi Girl JB. Big shout out also to Shooting Star MS. Big shout out to Judy Fisher. Big shout out to Jay and Luan Journey, Jay's Journey. Big shout out to Kevin Nash's Kitchen and Lagai Abrides. Big shout out to Mars Bankcard, Rena Roberts, Mike Roberts. Big shout out also to Mike and May's Adventures. Big shout out to Check Out the Rileys. Big shout out to Bill Asprey and Char, Philippines on Demand. Big shout out to Terence and Beth, foreigner in the Philippines. Big shout out to Brian, Maricel, and baby Charlie, a foreigner farming in the Philippines. Big shout out to John and Agnes, Philippines Good Life. Big shout out to James and Ness Tanner, My PI Dreams. Big shout out to all my dear subscribers and friends. Big shout out to Mum and Dada, Monshi Babes. Wishing you all the best, guys. Che Casares, Che Cruz, Che Taurus, big shout out to you. Kitty every day, big shout out to you, darling. Maluz 1963, how are you? I'm fine. Good to see you here, mate. Great to see you. Wow. Not here, though. No one will be able to land here. We're not even allowed to go. Our government has told us we're not allowed to fly out. She's good, thank you, Maluz. She's good. She's a lot better. I went and picked her up today. She's feeling a lot better. Which is great. But you must always check, do your groundwork. We have, we're only allowed to go from here to New Zealand and New Zealand back to here at this point in time. We're not allowed to fly to the UK or America or to the Philippines at the moment. I think the government wants to all get us inoculation. Kevin. Who is Kevin? Oh, you mean Chris Beecham? Chris Beecham is good. He's feeling a lot better. Um, I was just going to say, who's Kevin? Oh, I know Kevin Nash. It's Kitchen, yeah, but he's good too. He's good. Kevin Nash is good, and Chris Beecham's good. He's a lot better. I think his brother-in-law went and picked up their car at the shopping mall. His doctor's giving him strict thingos, take a walk. Oh, okay. That's all right. Might be his brother or cousin or brother-in-law. But he's feeling a lot better now, which is great to see. He's walking around a lot better. Love milk. Gotta have milk when you go to bed. Settles the tummy. But yeah, before you go to the Philippines, check out Phil Health. Make sure you get all your things, dot your I's and cross your T's, as they say. Make sure you got everything sorted out like we're doing. We're doing it slowly because at the moment we can't do much. We can check via mum and dad what we can do when we go over there, when we get to go over again. With full health, we're going to check all that out. Basically, for my needs, for Arlene's needs. I know I've been in the hospital 3 times, but you just don't know what will happen. Dengue with mosquitoes. You know, you could step on a nail. That's why you get your tetanus shots before you go. So, you get all your vaccinations, your flu vaccinations. You get your dengue. You get everything done. Uh, the flu vaccinations, your tetanus injections, just in case you step on a nail. You might not, but there's always that little nail popping up somewhere, especially getting bitten by a dog. These things don't help. So you must make sure that you have all your health side of things right. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about health tonight, I think. Pardon me. Hospitals here are good. Hospitals over there, in my book, are good. I have no complaints. The only complaint I do have is with travel insurance. I got sick back in 2010. When I went back. The first time I was over there, I was in hospital with diarrhea. Yes, my fault. They have these in a barbecue, what do you call it? A rich barbecue type of flavour. And yes, after going to Anok's Chicken, which I'm not blaming Anok's Chicken, because I had the, what do you call it, baby pork, spare ribs, which were really nice and spicy and lovely. So Anok's didn't do it. It was these in the hot and spicy barbecue flavour because I ate, me being a guts back then, ate the whole uh, bag, so to speak. And next day, I was in hospital with diarrhea. Ah, I did everything right. And did everything right. I got all the bills from the hospital. All the bills. I had them photocopied when I got back home. I had all the bills to the hospital. I had them photocopied when I got back home. I then went to the travel agency and went and took my hospital bills, my medical bills, for the time I was, for the 3 days I was there. Well, because they don't let you out until you're really well. Drexel, the amount of Drexel can you get, Samboy? Chips in Melbourne, Samboy. I haven't heard that name for ages. I don't think so. I don't think Samboy. No, maybe just basically Smith's chips. I got those ones from the Philippine shop today. Also got my coconut juice, which I love. I love Buko. I love the coconut juice that they have there. There's different types, which is good. So I got all the documents, took them into the travel agency, to Flight Centre, because Flight Centre had their own insurance company. Oh, sorry. You did that intentionally. How can you intentionally get diarrhea? Start thinking, I think, what? Trying to scam money out of the travel insurance? No. So now, when we go to the Philippines, I don't get travel insurance when we fly. Do they sell cheap chili heat Doritos over there? No, they don't. So if you're going to the Philippines, pack the chips you love in your bag. In your luggage for going into the cabin, because if you want to eat on the plane, it's fine. When you get over there, you just dispose of the bag in the plane, and they will get rid of it. Basically, but you can take them if they're sealed. It's okay. It's like bringing stuff here from the Philippines to Australia, except fish and other little dried fish, other little items you cannot bring back to Australia from the Philippines. And if you've had them open, make sure you eat them all on the plane before you land. Don't, gut yourself, so to speak. You know what I mean? But you just got to make sure your favourite chips or something like that, just put them in your bag in your carry-on luggage. Because you're going to want them because they don't sell some on the plane. I remember being in transit in Melbourne Airport, found a vending machine, 8 packets of Sandboys, 2 of them exploded in the air. I always watch border security. Yes, I always watch border security. I know the ins and outs just about. I should have been a customs agent. Like, big shout out to Dark Cider, by the way. Yeah, they can tend to blow up if you're thing. You just got to watch what you're putting. Can't take aerosols on the plane. Um, I brought a handgun in Queensland. Had to go into a steel container vault before I got here to Australia. It was only like a cat gun thing, but I had the cat powder in the bag, and but I had to put the cat gun in a sealed container on the plane, and I got it when I got here to Melbourne. But that was from Queensland. Not allowed to carry firearms on the plane, which is normal, just in case. They have to be put in steel containers, and you have to have a license for them. And then when you get to the other end, you need to check out your license regulations. And because it was only a cap gun, it didn't really matter. I have not got that gun anymore. I don't know where it's gone. It's only a little toy pistol, but I think it might have got broken years ago. Yeah, so with that, I don't get travel insurance anymore. I think it's wasted total money. After finding out that I couldn't claim for being in hospital with that, and because I don't have in health insurance anymore because health insurance has gone through the roof. You know, when we were working, you could afford health insurance because it used to cost you like $30 a day, and then travel health insurance went up to like $80. I could buy that. That's okay. Then it went up to about close to $100, and I thought, well, you know, this is getting a bit tight when you're not working, when you end up falling out of work. So it just gets a bit, tight, and you sort of can't really afford it as much. So you don't need it. So therefore, you just hope and pray. And I, if you've got private insurance or private Medicare, private health, and you end up in a private hospital ward, you're going to pay big time. So when we went to we call it basically also too as well. Sorry, I've just changed tack there, as you can see. I didn't also think I'd need it because today, now, public holidays, public hospitals, sorry, not public holidays, public hospitals, where am I going with that? Gee. Public hospitals, it doesn't cost you anything to be in the public hospital. Such as if you've seen my video on Sunshine, Joan Cooner Hospital there. It don't cost you anything to be public, which is good. So everything that Arlene had done was not for nothing. Doctors coming in to visit you to do the thing, her blood, her x-rays, didn't cost us anything. Now, if you're a private hospital, it costs you. And it costs you, probably big time, I'd say. But with government hospital, with the private hospital, yes, it costs you. With the public hospital, it doesn't, um, which is good in a way because the average Joe Blow can afford to. When we went there the Friday, Saturday morning, around about 4 o'clock, we got in there, and we got in about 4:30. We left here at 4 o'clock. We got there about 4:30, and when we got in there, we checked in and did all the paperwork and everything like that at the girl at the desk in emergency, and we then um, went back into the waiting room. Well, we didn't get seen until about probably 5:30. Um, Arlene went up and she had her bloods taken from this arm and her bloods taken from that arm. Oh, this is because of the COVID as well. I'll talk to you more about that in a minute. So, doing that, um, she had her bloods done. They took it from this arm and they took one in this arm and they put a thingo in there with which they do a lot better now because they can put the thing in, the needle in, and it's like tapered with a plastic clear glass that holds the thingo, the needle in to insert the what they use is now a like a test tube, and that just plugs into that, and the blood just rushes into the test tube, which is great, you know. We used to have Bupa, um, not so much anymore, but we didn't. I don't have healthcare here anymore. It's I'll put it this way: it's a waste of money when your public hospital is for nothing. Um, it's a joke, really. And to me, it's if you're private, Tony and Malewis, if you're private, um, health insurance, and it depends. I'd look at how much you pay for your private health insurance, especially in England or America or everywhere. Um, just check because your public hospitals that are run by the government are for free. And we just walked in, and as I said, we walked in at 4 o'clock, 4:30, and we went in, waited till about 5:30. Hey, Joe and Jenny, waited till about 5:30 before she got the bloods, and they put the needle in, and then they put like a tape around here and tape around there, and it's clear glass, and this uh, clear, not glass, but like a clear plastic, and they can put this test tube into the needle, and it fills up, and then they just take it out, and that's it. It doesn't go out anymore. And she had that done, and we went back into the waiting room. Okay. Say hello to Joe and Jenny, guys. Yeah, look, I think first class is overrated. I think private insurance is overrated, really. I think private Medicare, we have Medicare here. We have a couple other things, but if you can't afford it, and the government, you have a government hospital where you don't have to pay anything. Arlenes isn't it to pay for the thing, for the X-rays, for the blood tests, nothing. Um, it's been free, which is good. Even the stay in isolation up there, because they do with that sort of thing, with coughing from blood up from the throat. They took it as COVID, and also made sure that she was, didn't have lung cancer. Good morning, good morning from Middle America, from St. Louis, Missouri. So it makes sense, and we got back, we sat in the waiting room for a while, and she got called. They came down to get her, and it's like take my baby away, and took her up to the room, and they put her into isolation up there because they treated it as like COVID as well. I had to check out that too. So she was checked out for COVID. She was checked out for TB. But as it was, they found out it was like a artery in the lung that had maybe the prawn, like they have the prawn. How do I explain this? I do prawns like a pancake in deep fry, and okay, sorry, Joe. um, my first apologies, mate. Um, thanks for the likes, 4 likes and 3 in the room. Much appreciated, guys. It's like a pancake they do with prawns, with the shells on, and she had a few. She made a couple of them, and I had to throw one of them away yesterday because it was in the fridge for too long. But she had one of those and went into the no worries, mate. We're good. She went into her throat and cut the artery, I think, and that's what they think. So the medication and that they gave her has cleared that up. It's cleared her cough up, so she's a lot better now. But I don't see any need for esophagus, and that's I think down here, isn't it? And they checked that out, and she's got 3 months. Got to go and see the doctor, but still take these tablets. She'll probably have to go up and see the doctor up here at Gate Road tomorrow or Thursday. We'll make an appointment and she can go up and see him and get some more tablets because, God, they don't give you a certain amount. They give you 10 tablets in one box, and which are like horse tablets, and then they give you these other little small box of tablets. But I don't see any point in having private healthcare because can't really afford it anyway. I couldn't really afford to have healthcare full stop. But when you go to the hospital and you're going to a government hospital that's public, it's cost you nothing. So I find that paying for Medicare or any private, it's okay if you want to go into a private ward on your own and you want to be, you want to be isolated from everybody else in your own little private room. That's fine. I have no issue with that. I'm used to someone. I would rather be in a room where I'm used to probably if it's a room of three or a room of four. They've just redone the hospital over there. It is beautiful. They have their own wards. You walk into a ward and then they've got two isolation wards. Yeah, that's correct. They're not going to turn you out. Yeah, well, see, I can't understand that logic, Joe. I really can't because um, here in Australia we have public hospitals. It costs you nothing because it's run by the government. And if you go to a private hospital, it's going to cost you um, big time. For X-rays, for this, for that. Didn't cost Arlene anything for X-rays. It didn't cost her anything for blood tests. It didn't cost her anything for being in the room. And I think that's where America should look at the Australian way, a system. Australia shouldn't look towards America and see their system like they had done in the past. And oops, oh, we made a mistake. So now it's, oh, okay, that's probably why. Yeah, see, our hospitals here, you've got Freemasons and stuff like that. Other hospitals, St Vincent's, are private, and they cost you. But then you've got like Joan Kerner Hospital, Sunshine, public. Then you got the Royal Children's Hospital, which is public. But, it's one of those things, and like when you look, I just want to get this and then, yeah, and look, I had a tooth here, which was giving me buggery. That's another thing. It cost me $20 to get it filled in the Philippines. Yeah, $300. That's your local anesthetic. $300, and then they used the silver crap, and they used the other um, white stuff for your teeth. And I think seriously, we pay too much for it here. In the Philippines, if you say 10,000 pesos, you think, oh, okay, well that's $300 when you're building, like if you're doing your permanent residence. 10,000 pesos cost you $300 to do your permanent residence thing, or anything that's in the 10,000 pesos range costs you that much. You have your 500 pesos, which is like your $20, I think it's yeah, worked out, I think it worked out to be in 2010, 500 pesos was $20. So 1,000 pesos is $40. So, it worked out really well back then, and it still does. It's 1,000 money I've saved paid for my holiday. That's good. It's good. It really is. It's awesome. If I go after full dentures, it costs over 7K. Shit. £20 for filling here. Oh, jeez. Well, would that be equivalent to our money? Yeah. And like, um, I couldn't complain. um, I couldn't rightfully say at the moment how much it cost me to stay in the hospital over there. Probably would have been around about 2,000 pesos mark. Um, oh, okay, fair enough. Thanks, Tony. Much appreciated. Yeah, I don't know the conversion in pounds to dollars here with Australian money to English money exchange. I'm not sure in the rate of money and changeover from pound to Australian dollars. I basically only know Philippines from a certain amount to a certain amount because I worked on theory, which I've got to do again. Basically, I've got to work on how much in Australian dollars to how much in Philippine money, in pesos, what everything costs. I've got to get my thing out. I basically know $188 is around about 6,000 pesos at the moment at 37 exchange rate. Yeah, exactly, Joe. Exactly. Okay, that's good. That's great. Um, but the um second time I was in hospital with bronchitis, and that cost me a little bit too. But Mum's birthday was on around about that. No, that's right. That was when I had. Oh, okay. Um, just trying to think. Bronchitis was the second time when I went over. Uh, I came out of the shower and sat in front of the fan while getting. Well, I had shorts on. I did decency to have shorts on in front of the family, but I walked and I got changed in front of the fan, and I didn't jerry. And Arlene said that's probably why, and because with the air conditioner on, well, we had the air conditioner above there, and our bed was just below the air conditioner. Because it blew, and at night our whole room was like a fridge. Not joking. But the power bill was up high. So this time when we go over, it's got to be save money on the power. And I know when we build up at So God that me and Eileen were only just talking about that today with what we're going to do and how much it's going to cost us. Oh, God, that's expensive. I thought it's about 70 USD. Shit. 3,000. God, that's a fair bit, Joe. 3,000 PHP. God. But, you know, I've learnt my lesson is basically um, A, with bronchitis, with getting changed in front of an air conditioner or a fan, turn it off before you walk into the room. It's not going to get too hot too quick. Dry yourself off and get dried off before, and dry your hair, and try and stay away from the fans in the bedroom. Another thing is also try and put over a lot more. Like we only have basically sheets on our bed. We don't have a doona there. And also with eating, pick the right foods, stay away from zig, stay away from pork. If you can eat pork, make sure you get the meated, like at parties with the meat, and like the crackling's only so thin, it's nothing, but don't eat too much of it. Just 3 pieces of crackling or 1 piece of crackle would do, and because it's only so like wafer thin, the crackling on the pork over there when they do the lynching, and just the meat, and only so much with some vegetables, and you can't go wrong. That's the best way of doing things. Also with other things, I don't eat street food when I'm over there. Ooh, ouch! That's big. That is big. Um, yeah, the Australian dollar is a little bit less than the American dollar, so therefore, it costs you more over there than what it does here. Um, the Australian dollar in Philippines is a little bit cheaper. You can you can live like a king in the Philippines. So when I go back over again, I'll be making sure what I eat, and not get undressed and have a shower and get come back and get changed in a cool room. Just dry yourself off. I've learnt that mistake only once, but I've learnt it. And there's things you learn as you go along, what you wouldn't do the next time you go back. So you have to also, we're going to check out Phil Health while we're over there, not just for Arlene, for myself. We're going to check out a few things, it pays. It only costs you 7 pesos to get the thing. Yes, I do. I do eat lynching, but now, because lynching, the crackling is only wafer thin, and it's lovely. Lovely with a lot of salt on it too. But I don't eat the barbecue chips and those anymore over there, let alone here. I will probably take a packet of Doritos. See, it's pretty hard to put. I would love to put Doritos in a bag in a Bellic buying box to take over. We've actually got to go through our Bellic buying box out in the garage, because I think because I've got dog food out there, and I think the mice have got in the box, so we're going to check that out tomorrow. Yes, it's Lynchon is Piggy, Bad Boy, as they call it. But the the pig, we had three of them at our wedding. We had two medium and one small one. The small one cost us 500 pesos. Uh, oh no, sorry, 5,000 pesos, I think. Um, but was it less than that? No, I think the big one cost us about 5,000. Lynching Manok barbecue chicken. Yeah, love it, mate. I love it. Yeah, no, look, our family did. Okie dokie, will do, Joe. Mind you, I'm eating the Philippine style. But I haven't had too many. And I'll put them in a plastic bag, like a sandwich bag, and aerated thing, kept them thing fresh for tomorrow. But you know, there's things I will. Uh, who me? Sorry, move. Yeah, manok. I love chicken. I love chicken. Oh, it's nice. I haven't had chicken over there. Pretty well much pork. Uh, not with the fatty type of, because you can get that fat content. You have to cut away. But when they have lynching on the spit, the pork crackling is this thick. Oh well, thanks. And you've been to my other one this morning too, I think. um, I love lynching. I love chicken, and but I can only fish there in the Philippines. I have a problem with. Yeah, I've got a I I'd say if you're going to the Philippines, best to put if you're packing chips. Um, okay, thanks, Joe. If you're going to the Philippines, pack your chips in the balik buying box in another box. Um, Something like a shoebox, because you could probably get three packets in there. If you put them in your luggage in the plane, um, could they pop? I don't know. I've never seen them pop in the cabin of the plane if you ask for them. Um, I've never heard of chips exploding. Um, if you put them in your probably carry on luggage, Malus, you should be right. I've never heard of them exploding. That's the first. Because I've seen them on planes and like little chip packets, but they only carry the little ones, the little small chip packets. The big ones like that, I don't think they carry as much these days. But if you wanted to send over like our chips to the Philippines, Probably pack them in a Balloc buying box, in another box, and yeah, and exactly, Joe, wrap them in clothes in a Balloc buying box. And same with lollies too as well. Probably put them in a shoebox, and like mixed lollies that you get from the shopping centre. Um, you could, the if you've got a lolly shop that you go to in America or in England, like Darrell Lee or like uh, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, that type of chocolate uh, lolly shop that have the mixed lollies that you like, the jellies and stuff like I did on that video, the biggest lolly shop in the world. Here we would grab, because it's cheaper. I worked at Arlene brought 3 bags tonight. It cost it $20. If we had brought those from the biggest lolly shop in the world, it would have probably cost us probably $15 because they marked down price. And we would buy probably about 5 bags of lollies and put them in a like a shoebox, and put the shoebox in with some mothballs around the outside, because if mice get in there or rats get in there, they don't like the smell of it. Uh, so that's a good case scenario there, and it makes it easier. Sorry, guys, about being on, not doing live Saturday, Sunday, because as you could see, I had Arlene in hospital from Friday night. I had to cut my live stream short. Geez, feels like a long day, long week. And she was in hospital from Saturday morning till today. And last night I couldn't do a live stream because she was in hospital. I had to take CJ to school, kinder, this morning. So I had to get up early for that. So I know I shouldn't have to explain myself, but I feel I need to, because I don't want you guys, I don't want to lose you guys, but it's just basically, unfortunately, sometimes if you don't come on, it's either power outage or that, or I've got a wedding, or I've got an engagement party, or 21st. But I would let you know about those 3 things. But basically, because Arlene had what she did Friday, she was okay, Good Friday until starbursts are lovely. Um, it's it makes it hard. So I didn't do on Saturday night, Sunday night. Um, I did a live stream Friday, but then I had to cut it short because Arlene's throat, and that was that. And I didn't do one last night because, as I said, I had to take CJ to kinder the next day. Um, but there's some of the things that happen in your life. You don't know what other people do. But as for my live streams, we will be going back to um, Monday night, Tuesday night live streams, 12 o'clock Australian time. 10 o'clock Philippine time, and probably Saturday, Sunday as well, but that's it. So it'll be Saturday, 12 o'clock Australia time, 10 o'clock Philippine time. Same with Sunday, same with Monday, same with Tuesday. During the day, it's just totally impossible. I got one up this morning. I'll put it this way: if I do a morning live stream, it will be cause I'm free, so it'll be an unscheduled live stream. So they're one of the things that's I've got the Starburst are made here in America. They're lovely, those. I love those. And to answer your question with the water, but there are a lot of things that I think everybody needs to check out when settling in a new country, especially Philippines. Yes, you can get a permanent residence. Number one, when you do your permanent residence, make sure you have everything: your passport, your license here, or in America, or in the UK. Make sure you have your date of birth, a copy of your date of birth, a copy of your license, a copy of your passport. Number one. Oh, okay. That's a new one. Thank you, Tony. Didn't know that. Much appreciate the info. COVID-19 vaccine, of course. Yes. You can either make sure you have your flu records just handy in you don't need them, but make sure you have them in there. Your wedding, if you're married, your wedding certificate or your wedding certificate. Make sure you have that with you too as well. You'll need a couple of copies of that. They do Xerox copies over there. We call them photocopies. Just make sure that you do that before you go over. So you've got your passport, your license, and all your health records. And make sure you have your health records. Also, before you fly over and you want to live permanently, make sure you have enough money. You can carry on the plane 10,000 pesos, $300 Australian. You can't carry any more than that on the plane. You can't carry any more than $10,000 in Australian coming to Australia. So, leave some in the bank, carry some with you if you need it. Not you're gonna need, like with these days and this day and age, you do not need to carry that, but when you're going from here to the Philippines, you will need to carry $300 in it, in 10,000, like 10,000 pesos. So you make sure you get a 3,000 pesos or 10,000 pesos. No, make sure you get 10,000 pesos, sorry. $300. Sorry. Make sure you get $300, which is 10,000 pesos in your wallet. So you've got that to carry around because you'll need it for either taxi fare when you get to the Philippines, or so much more. Maybe, Philippines, yeah, exactly. Yes. So that's what I'm saying. That if you're going to live over there permanently, or you're going to fly over for a holiday, make sure you get your $300 Australian or UK or American changed into pesos and have that in your wallet, because you will need it for taxi fare from there to your hotel, and you might need it for your hotel stay while you're there if you're going on your own. If you've met your girlfriend and she's meeting you at the airport, and you stay with her family. But if it's too hot and you find it, like a dear friend of mine stays in a hotel, because sometimes it can be too hot wherever they are, so he will stay there, which is okay. That's fine. Some people can handle the heat, some people can't handle the heat. So, it's different thing. Uh, it makes it easier. Uh, but you will need, because McDonald's won't take card. You say you'll need cash there. Leave it. Make sure that. Sorry, guys, this thing goes so quick. I'm too slow. Yes, China Bank. Uh, is one. There's another one in a Philippine thing. You can also go and set up, like I did with Arlene before we were married. Basically, you can set up a bank account. Uh, they want you to set up a bank account when you get to the Philippines, when you are getting married. So you make sure you. I found also uh, RCBC in the Philippines pretty good, and there's a few other banks in the Philippines which are. There's a couple more that are really good. They deal with the bank. Yeah, exactly. Um, I found we use China Bank, but China Bank's got a higher what you call it, money takeout. Excuse me, guys. I'm going to take a CR break. Go get a drink, a coffee, or whatever, and I'll be back in a minute. Yeah, always the exchange rate. I think here, when I was there in 2010, the Australian exchange rate was higher than sorry, pardon me, the Australian dollar was higher than the American dollar back in 2010, 2011, for the first time. And then our government, when we got back here, seen fit to the Reserve Bank, seen fit to pull our dollar back. So that's why we have what we have. Okay. Our bank transfer forward. Sorry, guys. Our bank transfers straightforward enough. Not all exactly. I think the other one was Metro Bank Philippines. Yeah, some do, not many. Tony, you've got to make sure, like, before I go over, or before we go over. Yeah, BDO is another bank. BDO Metro, Philippines Metro Bank, and China Bank. China Bank has a what is it, like a higher thing to get money out. Uh, like when you deal with a shop and they say, "Oh, that'll be a $10 surcharge sort of thing on your card." China Bank have something similar to that on there, so you've got to be prepared for that sort of thing if you use their thing. We're going to have to get used to learning how to use the ATM again when we go back home. We usually basically just take out 10,000 pesos when we get there, so that way we don't have to keep going to the bank. You need a Filipino cosigner to bank account. Probably your wife or your girlfriend. When you are over there, yes. If you get married, we had to set up a bank account. We set up our bank account with RCBC, so the Philippines knew. Why we closed it for, I don't know. We could reopen another bank account with RCBC next time we go back over, because I would rather have some money in there. But the thing was, because of AI being in the Philippine Air Force Base at Mactan, there, it was sometimes hard for her to get to the industrial part. Sorry, wife or girlfriend, is that a good idea, love? Look, if you can't put, you've got to put trust in a lot of girls. You've got to get to know them. And marriages can be complicated sometimes. Look, Australian women, American women can be like that. They will trust. I've had girlfriends here in Australia. No, I didn't have bank accounts with them. I didn't let them touch my money, because if they didn't have their own money, they're not touching mine, brother. But you know, if you have a BDO bank where you try and talk to them, you go into the bank, take your wife, go in with your wife, because they won't deal with you per se. They will deal with things. And when I went there and had to get a bank account sorted out, Joe and Tony and Melissa, some banks won't deal with foreigners. Some banks like RCBC ain't got a problem with it. We had ours in where Arlene worked at Tayuden, so it was easy for her to go to the bank after work to put money in or take money out that we needed. Yes, I did trust her. So, I had no issue there. But most of the time when we went to the bank, I had the card in my wallet. Um, we didn't get a card until for Arlene, both banks, ANZ and uh, ANZ. I've got to do some transferring and more money into my ANZ than in the national. I've got to leave the national as like not showing so much. So I'm going to transfer some money over tomorrow if I get a chance. But BDO Bank's okay. You do need your wife if you have to. I'm just saying, Scott, with BDO Bank, the largest bank in the Philippines. Yes, they are. They are. They are. I haven't dealt with them. I've only dealt with RCBC, and I felt even though they're the small, one of the small banks there, they were really good and they treated me with a lot of respect. And I walked in there most of the time. I walked in with Arlene because it was in the industrial area where Arlene worked at Tayuden, so it was easier for me to go meet Arlene after work and then go in and withdraw or deposit. So we will do something in that lines there as well when we go back. But you know, trust is a big thing, Tony and Maluz and Joe, with any relationship. You know, you can get burnt twice in a relationship, and then you come up and meet the beautiful girl, your dream. Some girls uh, are okay, Province girls, they don't. Well, Arlene, are not interested. Yes, okay, we've got money. If they getting money, that's fine. A lot of girls just want to get out of the country. There's a good friend of ours in the Philippines at the moment. He went and sorry, no. He took his wife to Canada, and they thought they were going to be peachy, and unfortunately, she's there. He's in the Philippines. It's one of those things. Sometimes you can get along with someone, sometimes you can't. It depends, It, life is, as they say in Forrest Gump, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And you don't really, you just learn by experience as you walk along. I'm talking to BDO Bank for a non-profit organisation account. Well, that's good. It's a good idea. That's a great idea. You know, it's one of those things that, as I keep saying, guys, when you go into the Philippines, make sure you've got your passport, your date of birth, you've got, you exact, yeah. See, they don't care about if you Xerox it, it doesn't matter. They're not worried about the original copy, yet they would like the original copy. So, yeah, pretty well much, I think. You can open up a savings account as well as a bank account, which works both ways. You know, the best thing is that you have your passport, have your license, your current driver's license, have your cards. If you're going over to the Philippines, you only need 2 cards. Um, Preferably uh, Australia, New Zealand, Bank of Australia, New Zealand, or National Australia Bank, or American Bank, or American Express, or travelers checks. I'm not sure whether the Philippines take travelers checks. That's a question mark. But your license. A non-profit organisation is if you're doing like Terence and Beth and Joe setting up a non-profit organisation, which means you are helping Filipinos build houses, uh, medications, taking doctors, helping out, like a charity type thing, Tony. That's what that is. Thank you for the 4 likes. Really do appreciate it, guys. Before you go over, get yourself a lock bag. This way you can carry what you need when you walk around. Exactly, Joe. Make sure that you have a lock bag. I have one. It's a long one. It's got thing, and I can put padlocks on it if I need be. I have a which I carry around. It's only a small one. It's similar to what Terence and Beth, what Terence has to walk around with. It's easier. It's light. You can carry your phone and your wallet in there. Preferably, you can. The best thing is sew a pocket in your shirt if it's a tight shirt, and have a make sure it's wallet size enough. I have a big wallet in my drawers. I used to carry that around a lot here, but then started to weigh a bit heavy, so I got a smaller wallet, normal wallet to carry around. But yeah, passport, date of birth, make sure you have that. If you're married, make sure you take your marriage certificate uh, so you can get, when you're there, you can get photocopies or Xerox copies, as they call it in the Philippines. Okay. You know, you just make sure you got enough information and store it somewhere in your room where mice can't get to it, or it can't get lost, or little fingers can't get to it. Um, it makes more sense to do it that way. Uh, and basically, because if you need your marriage certificate for any reason, you have it there. Uh, Especially your date of birth, you need that on you if you're getting married. I would go for money belt option when walking around non-transparent. Yeah, yeah, I can see your point there. Money belt at the front of you, it can easily be cut off you though. Don't go to bars where you don't know anyone. Stay away from the bars, guys. Big no-no in my book. Uh, Look, if you want to go to a bar, go to your local bar in England or Australia or America. Um, stay away from the bars in the Philippines. There are people out there that can. I'm not saying they. There's people out everywhere that can put their hands in your pocket. Yeah, don't use it too much. Make sure if you've got your camera, make sure it's here within thing. Don't have it out here. Uh, Try not to check your, you got your wallet in your pocket, or uh, you know, cargo pants are a good pair of pants to carry stuff in. Um, but if you can, before you leave, make sure you maybe get your wife or get someone to sew up some, take not t-shirts, but take, like, your normal dress shirt, take it to a tailor and ask if they can put a pocket inside that's wallet size, or the big wallet size that you can have it in shirt thing. If you need to wear a jacket, make sure it doesn't show so much so it makes it obvious, because they'd have to pull you down, rip the whole shirt off you. But yeah, stay away from bars and clubs in the Philippines. Stay away from massage parlors there, or anywhere. I went to one in Mactan and got a good body massage, and it was great. But I trusted them. There was no drama there. It was pretty good. It was a Korean massage, and it was great. I had one of the best massages there. But in saying that, I only took a certain amount of money with me. When I walked out the house, enough for bus fare. Yes, stay away from the bar girls. Laugh out loud. um, yeah, I made sure I only took a certain amount with me that when I'm walking around, especially when we go to like the malls and stuff, and just stitch a hidden pocket in your trouser or waistband. Yeah, but you can go to a bar. You can go to a bar. As long as you don't overdo your drinking and don't talk to strangers, don't talk to and stuff like that. But don't get too friendly with them. Don't take them back to your room. But preferably, yeah, stay away from the bars over there. If you're going to meet a girl, meet her online and get to know her a lot long before you go over there. But it pays, and they're your main things, as well as your hospital records, medication. Before I get, basically, certificate, birth certificate, certificate of marriage, if you're married. Your cards, carry two. Make sure they're up to date. I get mine done before I go over. I make sure I go to the bank a month, probably 2 months before I'm going away on holidays, to get a new card. I've got a new card in there I haven't used yet. And that way, because when you get there, there's nothing worse than you go to put your card in the machine that don't work, and then you're up creek without a paddle. Make sure you get it all worked out here before you leave over there. I'm going to be putting a water and fireproof safe in my house. Well, that's a great idea. It is a good idea. Also, yeah, so make sure that when you're going over that you about 2 months, allow 2 months, Tony or Malus, to get your bank cards updated. Um, Carry two cards like ANZ or National, as I said, or whatever bank you bank with in England. Uh, and they got a good date, and you keep them in your wallet. Um, Also, make sure, yeah, I'm going to pretty well much do, I think, the same thing too as well, Joe, when we start building. Um, Make sure you allow plenty of time to do uh, the things you need to do, um, the things you want to do. If you're going to meet a girl online, tagged.com. If you're going to the Philippines and you don't want to meet a girl online, you want to meet them there, Province girls. Very lovely. Stay away from the bars. Stay away from bar girls. I'm not saying all bar girls are like that. Um, there are a lot of beautiful women out there. Scott, yeah, I do. Oh, you're lucky, man. You are lucky. That's awesome. Like, you just have to walk out the front door of your place, mate, and the beach is right there, so to speak. It's great. It's good. But Tony and Malures, and it is just, you just got to allow. Um, my best bet is meet your girl there. Meet your girl there. You can meet them online, but you got to get to know them a lot more, and you don't really get to know them. Uh, well, I can't really say that. I got to know Arlene. We 2010, around about January, February, we met, and I got to meet her and got to talk to her, and we got to set up our. Um, we went from, what was it, Yahoo to um, Windows Live to Skype, and that was a lot better. To get to know each other, and then we talked from then till July. I went over and met her, and that was great. It was good. It was great fun, and I enjoyed being with her. And I stayed with her family. I could have stayed in a motel. I decided to stay with the family because I wanted to get the family to know me. Okay, sometimes I have my little moments where um, I can get a bit annoyed, but when I was there, was able to have that um, bit of time on my own here and there. I spent some time in Arlene's room. I'd sleep during the day sometimes when she was at work. I'd take the little ones, Joey, Rai, and April, to school, which was around the corner. It's great. It was great. It's awesome. We got to go out. I went every morning. While she was on morning shift, I'd go and meet her at the gate, and we go down to SM, or Save More, I should say. Or we go to Marina Mall in Mactan, or we go to Ayala Mall. We went to Keppel House to do all Arlene's paperwork for a passport to come to Australia. Then I had to go to Manila with Mum. We stayed with my nieces there in Toohey, and then went into the embassy with Mum in Manila and Auntie Thelma. Where ours is, yes. There's actually 4 malls now being built, and it's in Seaside, which is great. There's a little area near Seaside that they say it's a bit, but you just got to watch your money and watch where you're going and what's happening. But you know, if I went out, I had Arlene's brothers. One of the two, if they were off, would go with me as a chauffeur. Philippines is so exotic. You can see why foreigners get hooked on. Yeah, that's another thing too, Tony. You know, I love it. I enjoy it there. I hate it here. I hate the winters here. But I love it over there. Um, the only thing I got a gripe is with some foreigners. They get over there and all they want to do is change the country to suit them. Well, that ain't gonna happen. Not in a long time. Uh, get used to it. And guys, get used to it. If you're living in the Philippines, get used to the way of living and the way they do things. Yes, the women are gorgeous. You know, you have to see my wife and Joe's wife and uh, John's wife, Jane, British expat. Very lovely, very lovely. All the girls are beautiful. You know, my sister too as well. She's gorgeous. Yeah, the same here, mate. Philippines is my second home too, and I love it. I enjoyed it. I enjoy it when I'm there. Uh, I can't complain. I'm looking forward to hopefully Chris Beecham will be going back home to Leyte, and we will catch up there. He's got a house there, and have a look at his house and the style. I'm going to look at a few styles. Arlene's seen 3 styles of houses she would love here built there. Um, so, you know, it's one of those things we've just got to, it's an organisation. That's all it is. Or get yourself organised and sort out what you want to do with your life and where you want to go and how long you want to stay there. No, not, no. In Mindanao, probably little pockets, but not really. Um, Mindanao, Zumbunga, and around that area, probably, um, where the rebels or the like ISIS type of thing, but I don't think they're Malawi. Uh, I don't think they're there as much as what they say they are. uh, but you know, it's yeah, it's all get yourself organised. Um, Meet that girl of your dreams. Hook up. Look, Tony, my sister's gorgeous. Um, you know, I've got cousins that are beautiful as well. All my friends on Facebook, have, can you set me up with an Aussie guy or someone like that? It depends on province you go to, Tony. Yeah, what part of the like in Mindanao? It depends. but you just have to be on your thing. And if you're with your wife or your girlfriend and they got brothers that you get to know, this is another thing too. Get to know your brothers, get to know your Philippine Koya, because it will help you out. They know people, and they're not all the same, Tony. They're not all the same. Uh, there are the Philippine race is very friendly, very friendly, and they're not all. There's good and bad in everybody, but sometimes you come up against some that are, doesn't matter what country you go to, you get a few here and a few there, but the majority of the whole country is everyone I've met. I've walked in shopping malls. I've said Maganda or Maga Kumusta. Oh, they get shocked. They see you know the language, and you go, "Hi, Koya," and they look at you and they go, "Hey," But the most important thing also as well was all those particulars that I've mentioned, and I might have missed some, but you know, from your marriage to your birth certificate, to getting your banks organised, your cards, and that, get them done 2 months or 3 months before you go over. Make sure that you have got everything sorted out before you go. Uh, I was usually packed 2 months, well, probably 3 months or 4 months before I'm heading over. Um, um, in 2010, in July, when I was going over, I was packed from uh, April. I was packed from April, getting sorted to go to the Philippines. My bags were packed, ready, sitting there over there, ready to go. I had everything sorted out. I never ever brought anyone back home to our place because I had trust issues. So you have to always make sure that you have those organisations there. Maramin Salamat, which means more thank you. Salamat means thank you. So, and Maganda Gabi sa inyo hat means good evening. And there's mayang buntag, mabuti, magandang magadano, you will soon with your uh, girlfriend, when you're talking to her, because majority Filipinos do speak English as well as Spanish as well, and you will get to know a lot. I'm not an authority, what do they call it? An authority on. Um, yes, exactly, Tony. I do too. Um, Basically, because being in the centre of in Cebuano and Tagalog, I know a fair bit. I can read a newspaper and I can talk to mum about it, and she will tell me what it was that I read, and it's great. You get to know your brothers, get to know your sisters, because they will be your bodyguards when your wife or your girlfriend is at work. Because if you want to go places, you will take them with you. Don't know if you have to shout out, um, like, shout them a meal or lunch or something like that. It's part of the thing. Get to know what they're talking, get to know their language, get to know which jeepneys you can go on. Because once you've been there 2 or 3 times, or through that whole month or that whole year, you will know that when you want to go out on your own, it'll be safe. Always watch your back, though, because you just don't know who else is watching you. That because there can be some scrupulous people around. Yeah, Po and Familia, which means family. Was that Papa Familia? Yeah. But you will need them. Um, you always, and that goes for everybody. You will always that are going to the Philippines. You will always need your brother or your sister or your cousin. If you're going out and you got them with you, make sure they're with you all the time. Share them a lunch, because if you're eating, they're gonna eat too. Uh, you're starting to know a bit more. You know, probably a little bit more than me now, which is good. But it's awesome, Tony, and you get to know places. You visit Mother Mary down here in the south of Cebu. Uh, what we call similar Tampapon Salamat po. um, it makes sense to have that connection with your family. Even maybe your dad might go out with you to show you around. Even when you're looking to buy land, right? Number one, land. When you're buying land, let your girlfriend and your father and mum talk to thing, because they will buy it as if it's theirs. Yes, you're doing the money side of things, but you're better to stay out of organising, because as soon as they um, get to know that it's for you and your wife, they start to talk a bit different. So if your family, you're looking for land in your families with you, uh, different families are pretty good. Majority of all families are great. Yeah, there's no dramas. You will have some little difficulty sometimes, but the connection's pretty well much. I let Arlene do all the talking because I trust her so much. I trust her with my life. Uh, it is. Look, I could have got to the Philippines and she could have seen me, and if we hadn't have been talking on line, um, we probably would have had a different situation. But because we were talking online a lot and that, we got to know each other. I got to meet mum and dad. I got to meet the kids. I got to meet my brother and sister, and got to meet, all my brothers and sisters. Yes, sisters, meaning Tina and AI. So it makes a lot of sense to have your family with you when you're going, like a brother or a sister, depending on who can make it at the time and they're not working, and shout them a lunch. Because if you're going to be eating, they need to eat too. So you know, help them by being helpful. Get to know them, be as one with them, because they're going to be your family, and your family, you're going to be their family too as well. So it works out all. I have one issue with people that go to the Philippines. They want to change it to suit themselves, and after butting their heads all the time, constantly, they get sick of it because the country's not going to change for them. It won't change for them. You are a visitor there. You will always be a visitor there. Even if you are permanent resident, you will always be a visitor there. So, you need to learn that even though you will be good friends with some people and not so with some others, you will always just be a visitor. And you will always, unless you have respect and you treat them with respect, they have respect for you and they will treat you with respect. So it makes it easier if you get along with people than arguing. Things are different there, yes, by a big margin, by a very big margin. If you're going to a tool shop, you need tools, drills, big shopping centre like Robinson's or um, God, I can't think of it. Walco, I think it is, in the Philippines. Robinson's. Uh, there's a lot of other building chains, even the small hardware shops, small lumber yards, small, where you get your hollow blocks. You will want to know and you will want to be at one with each other. You will want to be able to communicate with them. But when you go in with your brother, like I do, because we have a lumber yard around the corner from us, you need to just step back and let them, because if your brother knows what drill bits and what screws and what nails they need, if you're up renovating the house, we're going to be renovating out, or we're in the renovating ours now. So you need to know what they know, and you need to follow their way of doing things. And if you go to any kind of store, use Po. Exactly. I do. I say, hi Po, Ziggy Po, which means bye Po. Um, you basically need that communication. And you need that communication to get along with people. It's no use being nasty, because if you're going to be nasty to them, they don't like it. And straight away, you'll get reported. And if you're unlucky, you'll get out. It's okay if you're nasty to them, it's not okay. But if they're nasty to you because you've been nasty to them, it's okay, because you've done the wrong thing. And if they report you, you can be sent out. So you got to be good. If you say anything bad about the Philippines, anything, it doesn't go down well. And quite frankly, I don't say anything bad about the Philippines because basically I love the Philippines. I love the Philippines for what it is. I love the Philippines for the people. I love the Philippines for their food. I love the Philippines because it is just a great place. The weather, tropics, it's enjoyable. You have to learn to fit into their way of life because they ain't going to change their life for you. So you need to have respect and kindness to them. It is most important. Uh, as I say, you need to enjoy and be comfortable. And when you do that, everything's easy. But if you're going to be, oh, this and that, oh, bloody hell, and everybody that I've seen and come across think they know the Philippines. Trust me. I'm not saying I do. I know from being there, and I know from listening to the Wahoos and the Wawas that it's okay to go wah 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 or wah woo wah woo wah woo. Uh, it ain't gonna get you anywhere. Um, as I said, Philippines ain't gonna change for you, so you have to change for it. And when you're going to the Philippines and you're going there to live there, you're going there to enjoy your newfound life. And uh, this is where, as I said, some come unstuck. Okay, no worries, Joe and Jenny. Catch you later, mate. Take care. Yeah, look, I agree, Tony. They might not get agree. They might not get our sense of humour, but it's fine. It's fine. They will if you teach, you talk to them, you explain to them. Then they will be, they will start to think. But exactly, Tony. Like as I say, they're not going to change for you. You got to change for them, and you got to enjoy because when you're going over there, and if you're going over there to live, you need to fit in, and that's what it comes down to. It you need to fit in, and it's okay. Or as I said, the Wawas and the Wahoos that think they know everything about the Philippines, they know jack shit. Um, a lot of people turn around and say, "Oh, mate, you know, it's you'll find it this and you'll find it that." And I'll say, "Hey, that's me. If it's not going to work out for me, well, I wouldn't be there. But I'm going over there to eventually retire and enjoy my life." And those exactly, Joe. You've just got to treat them with respect, and they will treat you with respect. That's all it comes down to: respect, kindness, and accepting their ways and how they do things. How they do things is different to how we do things, and how they do things is probably you can learn, but you can also show them a few things too. But if they don't want to take the way you show them, that's fine. But even when you're building your house, no, they don't like disrespect, and you shouldn't be disrespecting them in their country because, as I say, you're a visitor. So you need to get along with them. And if you're going to marry a Filipino, you need to get along with your family. You need to respect your family. You need to understand. Mum has back home has told me so many times. Um, Don't sit in front of the fan when you come out of the shower because I'm prone to bronchitis. Uh, don't eat that food. Eat this. I was put on a diet of chop suey and rice and eating bad boy. Exactly, Joe and Jenny. Exactly. And that's what counts. That is the basic thing that counts in life. And I love the Philippines. I love my Filipino friends and my Filipino family. I just enjoy it there. I've seen some Americans. I've spoke to Americans at McDonald's, Tony, and they've got the Albania, Okay, fine, that's fair enough. You've been here. But if you don't like it, go home. You know, I can't tolerate people like that. I I sat there and I listened to two Americans one time. I was in McDonald's. Oh, they're awesome. They are. They really are awesome. Especially when we have parties. Oh, the rum is flowing and the beer is flowing. It's great. Look, I don't find that. I pretty well much take a back seat anyway, because as as respect for the family, uh, mum and dad will introduce me to everyone, which is good, Tony. And no, they want to get to know you. They want to get on. I actually I'll recorrect that. They want to get to know you, Tony. So if you met your what girlfriend to be, and you're going to a family barbecue, mother and father will introduce you to the family. This is someone. This is Molita. This is Lawns. This is Nuns. This is Janet. This is you know. I pretty much kick back and they tend to ask me what Australia's like. Can I get them a job there? And I just, well, yeah, probably once you get your passport. Thank you for the likes. Um, it is mm, big shout out to Hazy Cheesy, Aris Chavez, Tenerole. Big shout out to Avery's World and Flexi Girl JB. Catch you later, Palam Nadine Koya. I hope I said that right. Joe and Jenny. Take care. I prefer to just kick back and get introduced, relax. If he comes up, brother or father of other family comes up and says, "Would you like Red Horse or San Miguel?" I'll have a San Miguel. And I'll sit there and I'll kick back and talk. And like I might not understand some of the way they talk because it's, uh, but I will sit back. I won't be rude. Oh, okay, then. Oh, look, you can be outgoing, Tony. You can kick back and talk and look, as you just said, um, yeah, I'm pretty much like that in a stranger's home, but my nature is outgoing, maybe get carried away a bit. So I might read. Well, yeah, I think they would prefer you to talk to them. I think they would prefer you to um, enjoy being with them and their company. You might get a couple of their sisters or uh, their their girlfriends, sisters talk to you. Oh, look, foreigner, they, some of you'll find that most province girls, some of them speak English too, and pretty damn good as well. But it's great. It's great. It's a good feeling, and if you kick back and enjoy your time, Oh, salamat, Tony. Maramin salamat, mate. Thank you. Um, once you kick back and enjoy your time, whether it be at a family christening or family, because let me tell you, you'll be going to a hell of a lot. And it's good fun. It's good fun to get to know everybody in the family and get to know cousins and that. And it makes it easier because if you're walking in the street and your cousin walks up there and says, "Hi, you remember me?" and you go, "Yeah." Sometimes I don't, but I do know faces when I've been there for quite some quite a lot of time. But it's just I've been to a few family barbecues and it's been great. I've enjoyed myself and I keep my hands up this high when I mean up this high, when you're walking around and they got dogs. I keep my hands away. Um, I from a dog, I won't pet a dog. I'll just look at it, and if it's a puppy, it's a different thing. But if it's a full-grown male or female, I pretty well much and it growls. I'll say, okay, all right, she's cool. But as I was saying with the McDonald's, I've sat there in McDonald's and had McDonald's sometimes by myself in Mactan, and two Americans have either sat behind me or sat on the next table in front of me, and one's turned around and says, "Hey, look, there's a fella brother," and they'll ask me, and I'll say, "Hey, yeah, g'day," and I'll say, "Oh, you're an Aussie," and I'll say, "Yeah." And they ask me how long I've been there. I just say, "Oh, I only just landed not long, but about 2 or 3 days ago." And just go, "Oh, you're game walking up here by yourself?" And I just basically say, "Well, I've been here since 2010. I think this was 2016 when I was there. I went to McDonald's on my own." Oh, it's no good, mate. Sorry to hear. So sorry to hear. But yeah, as I was saying, they they start talking to you. I pretty well much switch off because I'll say hello and I'll be respectful and that. But when they start talking about, if I turned around and said, "How you going and how you been?" and how long you been here, and they say, "I've been here 8 years," and and then they try and tell you how the country is, and I don't want to know that. I don't want to know that. Quite frankly, I really don't care for that too much, if you know what I mean. I just think that if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it. And if you don't like it, go home and go back to your own country. But the only reason why some of them don't go back to their own country, and I know there's a fair few, is basically because their marriage is broken up, they've left, they, they're looking for another girl, or they've met another girl, and they're starting to have a new family. At least you got a lot of expats over there to meet up with. I don't. Yes, Tony, you're right there. Yes, you're right there. But I don't. I don't mingle with expats. Oh, except for Terence and Beth, and those I do have met. Like if I meet uh, Bill Riley and Mercy, I have no issue. If I meet uh, Bill and Char, I have not a problem. I've met a few expats over there. I have no issues with, but as soon as they start, as soon as some Americans start uh, saying that this is this and this is that, I switch off. I don't want to know about it. I know there's good and bad in every place. I don't need to have it basically shoved down my throat, if you know what I mean. I love the Philippines for what it is, for what it's got, for what uh, you know, the weather. Um, I'm planning to retire there. I'm still planning to retire there. We're still planning to build. Um, we're going to talk about getting a loan for a certain amount of money here soon, and we'll use it over there to start building. Um, so it's great, but like to have those people that you have hardly met tell you, this and that. I just switch off, and as I basically said, I hang around with my family more. I hang around with Filipino people and that. But if I come across American expats I know, I have not an issue. I'll talk to them, I'll say hello and that. Look, I know about the electrical problems, the blackouts. I've been through, um, when I first went there, Tony, it's like this. When I first landed there in 2010, Arlene wanted me to go find a uh, flat. Yeah, so it's going to be. It will be exciting to start doing. We've got two lots of land at the moment. The other one's down near Cordova, which overlooks the whole of Cebu Mountains and Cebu City. So it's great, thanks for the likes, guys. I really do appreciate it. Uh, you know, it's that one there is another 4 years to be developed, and then we can start building. Um, so good. We own up there in the hills, 2 hours away from Cebu City. Danao's the next big town. I think they got a hospital there, like a general hospital. You got plans drew up yet? No, I haven't, mate. I'm trying to draw up my own. Um, at the moment, I'm working on the pond down there in the backyard to make it look nice for when we sell the house. Hopefully, it gives a bit more value. I don't think it will, but anyway. But I got that, and I've got plans for my house. I'm drawing sitting underneath the bed in the front room. So I will draw up my own plans and I'll draw up my own plans for my own house, and I will get an architect to do it in Philippine um, dimensions and stuff like that. So I'll do the floor plan and everything and get that sorted out and where I want things. So, we've got to sort that out. Hollow block as well as NEPA. So it's going to be like uh, similar to Terence and Beth's Nanai's house, but a 2-story in the same length and 2-story with a veranda and balcony. So the veranda and balcony will be as one. It'll be solid so you can walk around it, which should look good. But the plans up here. What I want done, what I want to do. With the other house, it'll be different type of plan. So I'm looking forward to doing that. But it's great, and I know the blackouts. I've been through the blackouts or brownouts, as they call them in the Philippines. Been through tons of them. Oh, that's nice. That is good. You can buy, if you go online, go to Google and Google up, what do they call it? Biocubo houses. Um, and you've got land there in the Philippines, and you can buy Biocubo houses. You can buy two Biocubo houses and join them together. Um, and make them as one. It I think the last when I used to watch, I would still watch My PI Dream. I looked at his James's thing on Biocubos, and they're awesome. You can get like you walk in the front door and you've got your kitchen there, and then you got your bed up there, and and you can go up, and it costs you around about 1,000 Australian dollars, and you got like a two-story bed here and a bed up there, and stairs going up to the next bedroom. So, you know, it's different ones sizes. 800 gets you the normal standard size by a Kubo. Uh, am I going to put a Biocubo on our land? Yes, I will, because we'll have it up the back of the house, uh, which will be good in summer, and it'd be good when we go up there because we got something to sit in. A lot of kit houses being built here, timber frame bricks. I don't see them as value for the money. Oh, okay, that's fair enough. But over there, oh, mate, when you start to settle down with your girl in the Philippines and, you want to enjoy your life, I don't know, I can't remember how old you are. I'm 55, so, I've got a fair whack to go yet if I stay healthy. Um, but, you just enjoy what you do and you enjoy your life, and as long as you're kind with your girlfriend and she's lovely to you and you have respect for each other, you'll go a long way. You lose that respect if you start doing things you shouldn't. Well, then you're in trouble. If you build with bricks and a solid foundation, we're going to put a cement slab down first, and then we will probably um, look into steel frame, or we're going looking into a hollow block because it's going to be hollow block and NEPA. The second floor will be hollow block with NEPA, and it will have a big balcony on the end of it, uh, and another balcony at the other end with carport. So I'm not going to take up too much land, but it will be pretty good once it gets up, and we'll have the Biocubo at the back, so that way when we go up there, we've got somewhere to stay. Like I can buy the house type Biocubo, which has got a bedroom say this side and this side with a bedroom up here, so that has stairs, and you got a bedroom up here and a bedroom here, and you have a drawer storage unit, and you have a kitchen area. So that's the plan. I think they're around about $1,000 Australian. So we'll look into that. There's a lot of things, as I said, you got to look into once you get engaged, get married, do this, do that. It's great. But as I say, I spend most of my time with my Philippine family. If I meet expats, I'm happy. I'll say hello. Um, if it's people I know, like William and Chick and uh, Bill and Char and uh, Bill and Mercy, Riley and Tropical Tim, if I meet them, Rickshaw Philippines, uh, I have no issue with them. Look, I know there's a lot of people out there, they're exempt from these other ones I'm talking about that I've come across over the past, where they've gone wah, 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 and I've gone, yeah, I know. Yeah, but you don't know. But hey, when I first landed in the Philippines, Arlene could have walked away from me if she hadn't seen me on Skype or uh, I call it Yahoo Messenger or that Hotmail. She could have walked away from me. But when we got there, because we'd been talking online from January right through to July when I said I was in 2010 when I said I was coming to visit her. And then from there, she said to me, are you coming back? And I said, yes, of course I am coming back. I'm coming back for you. So November, I went back on the 25th of November and I stayed till right through to November when we left. We did all the wedding, we did all the thing, we went through all the places we had to go to do the wedding, we had to take all the paperwork. The only thing I needed to get was my birth certificate. I had to take that back with me. Arlene's got all the paperwork in there. We'll look through it again. Um, we'll check. I can go to marriage, births and deaths and get another update of my birth certificate if I need be, because they've always got it. Um, uh, they'll always, if you haven't got it and you can't find it, marriage, births, and dates and deaths in the city of Melbourne or UK or wherever, I've always got your birth records. So you can always get them and there's no stress, which is great. So it's great. It really is good. And once you know that you've got it there, you got no stress to get in the now, Scott. Okay, mate. Well, I'm gonna shut this down. Nice talking to you. I will be on tomorrow night. 12 o'clock Australia time, 10 o'clock Philippine time. So if you're around, come by and say hello. Anyway, guys, this has been Scott Expat in the Philippines. Take care, enjoy. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. Bye for now. Ziggy bye.